Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to the first edition of the Business Live Chats this year of 2020. Today our theme is the Lake Region Economic Outlook, and our case study is Kisumu County. This show is that which connects, inspires and inform entrepreneurs, because as Winam Capital we are interested in unlocking the business value. Let's get started.
Welcome everyone. My name is Philip Odino. I'm one of the executive directors at Winam Capital, in charge of investments and portfolio management. Today we're here with Joshua Odhiambo Nyamori. He is a lawyer and a social economist working with Abila Consultants, and his interest is the convergence of human rights and economic development. So we'll be hearing more about that as we continue the conversation.
So thank you very much for making time to the show, and feel very much welcome.
Thank you.
And to our first question. So because we're using Kisumu as our case study, Kisumu's original name was Kisuma, right? And it means a place of trade. So we'd like you to take us through that brief history about Kisumu and let our viewers know, where did this name come from and what informs it? Is it a reality, or are we living up to the name, or is it...
Kisumu, when you look at Kisumu, it is one agaf, and therefore it is a point at which boats from various parts of Nyanza and even beyond, Uganda, Tanzania, docked and took passengers and goods. Secondly, Kisumu is surrounded by the Nandi Hills, the Kanyakwar Hills, and then the Nyando Plateau, which are majorly agricultural and settlement areas that were occupied by different communities. We had the Luya, the Nandi, the Luo community, the Kisi, the Kuria, and so on, that lived around Kisumu. And Kisumu being the low area and next to the lake, naturally became the convergence point where all these communities would meet periodically to exchange goods, to engage in barter trade.
How long ago is that? Which years are we talking about?
That's estimated to be around the 16th, 17th, and 18th century.
Okay.
Yeah. The period after various communities settled in this region. As you know, a number of communities in this region settled from elsewhere. And so as they settled, and we got a situation in which various communities had specialities in various economic activities. For instance, the Kisi community were agriculturalists, and the Luya community also. The Luo community were fishermen, and the Nandi community, apart from agriculture, were also keeping cattle. And therefore, Kisumu, what we now have as Kisumu town, was a market in which they would meet and have trade, so that the Luo would sell fish to the other communities, and the Nandi would sell cows, and the Kisis would sell, and the Luyas would sell grains and other crops. And so prior to the colonial days, Kisumu was a thriving market point for termination of the railway for two reasons. One, that it was already an emerging market and urban area by that standard, but two, that it was a point at which the water transport could begin to the rest of Lake Victoria. This therefore informed the fact that in I think the year 1901, 1901, the railway terminated here.
Yeah.
And hence the name Port Florence that preceded the name Kisumu, because of Lady Florence, who I'm told fixed the last bolt of the railway.
Oh wow, that's very interesting. It's a very interesting journey.
So we are looking at the economic outlook of the Lake Basin region.
Yeah.
And Kisumu, naturally, as you've described, is the termination point and also the focal point of business and development. Can you kindly give us an outlook of how the region looks like, the opportunities available, and Kisumu's role in the whole story?
Yes, as you have pointed, a unique economic zone, because, as I mentioned before, it has a rare natural resource, which is the lake. And it's not only a lake, it is the second largest freshwater lake in the world, and I think the largest freshwater lake in Africa. Two, this lake is a border between various countries: Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, and so on, and so on. And therefore, Kisumu therefore becomes an important port at the border of. The other thing is that you will also note the fact that Kisumu is, surrounded by an outlying agricultural area. That we have, opportunities for growth of horticulture, for, sugarcane industry, for tea, for coffee, and other food and cash crops. And that Kisumu also has a unique infrastructural advantage over most other parts in Kenya, and that it is a convergence of not only the road network in Kenya going to the western part of the country, but also to the other western East African countries. It is a road. It has the road that joins Mombasa all the way to Bujumbura and Kigali. Then at the same time, it is connected by a road going all the way to Eldoret, Kitale, and so on. Beyond that, Kisumu is connected by rail to Mombasa, and therefore it's a gateway for all the exports from this region. Then Kisumu, as I've mentioned before, has the opportunity for lake transport as the main hub, as the main port, but also it had the first airport in Kenya, I'm told, because the first plane in Kenya landed on Lake Victoria.
At the same site?
Yeah.
Or?
It's landed on the water. It was a plane that lands in water.
Okay.
Yes. And so with all this, Kisumu therefore has a geographic and infrastructural advantage. It has then expanded over time to the third largest international airport in Kenya. So it offers opportunity for tourism with the sites that we have. It offers opportunity for export, direct export from this region. And therefore, because of the lake, we also have a significant opportunity in fisheries. We are known for fish, despite the depletion of the population of fish. It is an opportunity that can still be built on. Yeah. So, and then because of the agricultural setup, because of the transport setup, Kisumu has therefore also grown into a commercial hub. Because of necessity, the those who deal in agricultural products, in fisheries, but also who deal in transportation, needed commercial infrastructure. So Kisumu has over the years grown into a commercial hub for the western part of the country, but also the East African region. And then this therefore also necessitated the growth of the service industry. And so the service industry is growing at a significant rate in Kisumu, despite the challenges that the city has faced over the years.
And what are the limiting factors to entrepreneurs? Because, you know, from the brief history, this is known as a place of trade. Is it what is happening, or it's not? Because the perception out there is that the region is not, you know, we don't have entrepreneurs in the region is not ready for entrepreneurship. That is always the perception there, despite all these opportunities that we have. So what has been these limiting factors to entrepreneurs in the region?
Yeah, first I think it is important that we disabuse ourselves of the view that we do not have entrepreneurs. Just by the history of Kisumu, it is clear that Kisumu emerged out of enterprise. And then therefore our people have, deep traditions and culture of enterprise.